Capitol Hill, day one of arguments on if the Affordable Health Care Act is constitutional. They're in the book. Shannon Bream has more.
Though protesters outside the Supreme Court were ready to get to the main attraction, what happened inside the court could keep the justices from getting to the question of whether the individual mandate at the heart of the president's health care law is constitutional. Under the Anti-Injunction Act, drafted in 1867, quote, "No suit for the purpose of restraining the assessment or collection of any tax shall be maintained in any court by any person." Some argue that means the mandate must first kick in 2014, and then someone be assessed a tax penalty for refusing to comply before the law can be challenged, pushing the case to 2015 or beyond. But the court would first have to define the penalty associated with the individual mandate as a tax. And even the government hasn't settled that question, as Justice Samuel Alito noted to Solicitor General Donald Verrilli during the arguments today.
General Verrilli, today you're arguing that the penalty is not a tax. Tomorrow you're going to be back and you'll be arguing that the penalty is a tax.
A reference to the government's defense of the individual mandate as constitutional under Congress's taxing power, an issue to be tackled during arguments on Tuesday. By contrast, you may remember President Obama's response when repeatedly pushed on the proposition that the penalty is indeed a tax back in 2009.
For us to say that you've got to take a responsibility to get health insurance is absolutely not a tax increase.
Both sides of the dispute, the states challenging the law and the government, now agree that it is time for the lawsuit to move forward. Tomorrow, the justices tackle the core of the case, the individual mandate, in an expanded oral argument that will last 2 hours. By the way, the line for seats inside the courtroom for tomorrow has already started. In Washington, Shannon Bream, Fox News.
On this topic, we asked you if you thought the government overstepped its bounds requiring everyone to have health insurance. Here's a couple of responses. Miranda Faye Burton Hinton says, to quote Andy Borowitz, "I don't want to live in a world where Dick Cheney has access to health care and working women don't." Sharon Burdett says, "I absolutely think they have overstepped their bounds. Some of us cannot afford to buy our own insurance. I am on Social Security disability with no insurance. No way I could buy it." And Kurt Stutman wrote, "In the end, 20 years from now, this will be embraced, just as Social Security is embraced." You can leave us your thoughts on our Facebook page, Fox 47 News, or on Twitter at Fox 47 TV.